The door closes. Mike Tyson and Bruce Lee are alone in the room. In 3 moves, everything Mike thought he knew about fighting is about to change. But right now, neither man has spoken yet. The air is thick with tension. Outside, 15,000 fans are filling the arena, waiting for the exhibition match that's been hyped for months. Inside this private training room, something else is happening. Something that will never make it to the ring. Something that will stay between these 2 men for the rest of their lives. The year is 1972. Alternate timeline. A world where Bruce Lee didn't die young. Where he kept training, kept evolving, kept pushing the boundaries of martial arts into his 40s. In this timeline, an exhibition match was arranged. Not for titles, not for rankings. Just to answer the question everyone had been asking for years. What happens when the most devastating puncher in boxing history meets the fastest martial artist who ever lived? Mike Tyson is 26 years old. Peak condition. Undisputed heavyweight champion. 41 knockouts. He's destroyed every opponent put in front of him. His trainer, Cus D'Amato, taught him the peekaboo style. Head movement, explosive power. Get inside, devastate the body, finish with the head. Mike has perfected it, made it terrifying, made it unstoppable. Bruce Lee is 41. Older than when history remembers him, but sharper, faster, wiser. He spent 2 decades refining Jeet Kune Do, the style of no style. Absorb what is useful, reject what is useless, add what is specifically your own. He's trained with boxers, wrestlers, judokas, karate masters, taken the best of everything and forged it into something that transcends traditional martial arts. The meeting was arranged 3 hours before the exhibition. Mike's team suggested it. Thought it would be good for the fighters to meet privately. Shake hands, show respect, keep things professional. What they didn't know was that Bruce had a different plan. He didn't want to just shake hands. He wanted to teach Mike something. Something that wouldn't work in front of cameras, wouldn't work with crowds watching. Only worked in private. Only worked if Mike was willing to learn. Mike enters the room first. He's wearing his training gear. Black shorts, black boots, towel around his neck. His body is a machine. Muscles on muscles. Neck like a tree trunk. Hands wrapped and ready. He's been hitting pads for the last hour. Warming up. Getting loose. Getting his mind right. This isn't a real fight. But Mike doesn't know how to do anything halfway. Exhibition or not, he's coming to dominate. Bruce is already in the room, standing in the center, barefoot, wearing simple black pants and a black tank top. His body is leaner, defined but not bulky. Every muscle has a purpose. Nothing wasted. He's stretching, slow, controlled movements. His face is calm, focused. He looks at Mike, nods once. Mike nods back. The door closes behind Mike. The room is soundproofed. Gym mats cover the floor. Mirrors on one wall. Heavy bags in the corner. It's meant for warm-ups, final preparations. But that's not what's about to happen here. Mike walks to the center of the room, extends his hand. Mr. Lee, it's an honor. Bruce shakes it. His grip is firm, controlled. Not trying to prove anything. Call me Bruce, and the honor is mutual. I've watched your fights. You're extraordinary. Mike appreciates that. Coming from Bruce Lee, it means something. I've studied your films. Your speed is unreal. Bruce smiles slightly. Films are one thing. Reality is another. That's actually why I wanted to meet before the exhibition. Mike raises an eyebrow. What do you mean? Bruce steps back, creates distance. Out there, in front of 15,000 people, we're going to put on a show. Demonstrate techniques, controlled sparring, entertainment. But in here, right now, I want to show you three things, real things, not for cameras, not for audiences, just for you. Mike's interest is piqued. Three things? Bruce nods. Three moves that will change how you think about combat, but only if you're willing to experience them. Not watch, experience. Mike considers this. He's the heavyweight champion. He's been training since he was 12. He's knocked out men who were supposed to be unkillable. But something in Bruce's tone makes him curious. There's no arrogance there, no challenge, just an offer. A teacher offering a lesson. Mike makes a decision. Show me. Bruce's expression doesn't change, but there's a flicker of approval in his eyes. First move is about speed. You're fast for a heavyweight. Incredibly fast. But there's a difference between fast and invisible. I'm going to touch your face. You're going to try to stop me. If you can block it, counter it, move away, do so. Use everything you know. Mike gets into his stance. Peekaboo, hands high, elbows tight, head moving. He's ready. Bruce is standing 8 feet away. Casual, relaxed. Then Bruce moves. Mike doesn't see it, doesn't process it. One moment, Bruce is 8 feet away. The next moment, Bruce's fingertips are touching Mike's forehead. Gentle, controlled. Then Bruce is back where he started, 8 feet away. The whole thing took maybe half a second. Mike blinks. His brain is trying to catch up with what just happened. What the? Bruce remains calm. Again? Mike nods, sets his stance, focuses harder, watches Bruce's feet, his shoulders, looking for the telegraph. Bruce moves again. This time Mike sees a blur. Just a blur. And again, fingertips on his forehead. Gone. Mike's hands never moved. His defense never activated. It was like Bruce existed in a different time frame. Mike stands up straight, drops his hands. How? Bruce steps closer. Economy of motion. You're explosive, powerful, but you chamber your punches. Even your fastest jab has wind-up. Necessary for power, but it creates time. I've eliminated that. Straight line, shortest distance, no telegraph. The move starts and ends in the same moment. Mike processes this. In boxing, you need that wind-up. You need to generate power from your legs, through your hips, into your shoulder, down your arm. That's what creates knockouts. But what Bruce just did, that's something else. Can you teach that? Bruce smiles. Not in one day. But you can understand the principle. Speed isn't about how fast your hand moves. It's about how little time exists between intention and action. In boxing, you can afford the wind-up because you're wearing gloves, hitting large targets. But in combat, if I can touch your eyes before you can blink, the fight is over before it starts. Mike nods slowly. He's never thought about it that way. His entire career has been built on power. Yes, he's fast, but his speed serves his power. What Bruce is describing is speed as its own weapon. Speed that doesn't need power because it's too fast to defend. What's the second move? Bruce creates distance again. The second move is about structure. You're strong, one of the strongest men I've ever seen. Your punches have devastating force, but force can be redirected. I'm going to stand here. You're going to throw your hardest right hand at my chest. I'm not going to move my feet. I'm not going to block, but your punch won't land. Mike looks skeptical. You want me to punch you full force? Bruce nods. Not quite full force, 70%. I need to demonstrate, not go to the hospital. Mike almost smiles. All right, your call. Mike sets his feet, rotates his hips, throws a right hand, fast, heavy. The kind of punch that's broken ribs, knocked men unconscious through their guard. The punch travels toward Bruce's chest. Then something happens that Mike's brain can't fully process. Bruce's hand moves. Barely. His palm makes contact with Mike's forearm. Not a block. Not a parry, just a touch, a redirect. And suddenly, Mike's punch is traveling past Bruce, missing by inches. Mike's momentum carries him forward slightly. Off balance. Vulnerable. If this were a real fight, Bruce could have countered into 5 different targets. Mike resets, tries again. Same result. His power goes into empty space. Bruce didn't absorb the impact, didn't resist it, just changed its path, redirected the force, like water flowing around a rock. Mike steps back, breathing a little harder, not from exertion, from frustration. That shouldn't be possible. The amount of force in that punch, Bruce interrupts gently, is irrelevant if it doesn't connect. You're trying to hit through me. Overwhelming force against resistance. But I'm not resisting. I'm listening. Feeling where your energy is going. Joining it. Guiding it past me. In Wing Chun, we call it sticky hands. In Jeet Kune Do, I've refined it. It's not about being stronger. It's about being more sensitive. Mike shakes his head. Not in disagreement, in disbelief. His whole career, his whole life, has been about being the hardest hitter, the most fearsome puncher. And Bruce just made all that power meaningless. Not by being stronger, not by being tougher, by being smarter, by understanding something Mike never considered. And the third move? Mike's voice is quieter now, humbled. Bruce's expression becomes more serious. The third move isn't a technique, it's a principle. And it's the most dangerous thing I can show you. He walks to the heavy bag in the corner, stands next to it. Hit this bag. Full power. Show me what you do to opponents. Mike walks over, sets his stance, unleashes a combination. Left hook to the body, right uppercut, left hook to the head. The bag swings violently. The sound echoes through the room. The impact would have hospitalized most men. Mike steps back, breathing steady. That's what he does. That's his art. Bruce approaches the same bag, stands close to it, very close, almost touching it. Power comes from distance. You need space to generate force. But what if there is no space? What if I'm already inside your range before you can wind up? He places his hand on the bag, palm flat, no wind-up, no chamber. Then he does something Mike has never seen. His whole body compresses slightly, like a spring loading, then releases. The bag doesn't swing. It jumps, literally lifts off its chain slightly. The sound is different. Not a thud, a crack, like something inside the bag broke. Mike stares. What was that? Bruce steps back. 1-inch punch, but refined. It's not about the inch. It's about transferring energy without distance. Your power is external, visible, devastating. But this power is internal, concentrated. In a real fight, if I'm already touching you, you can't wind up, can't generate your knockout power. But I can still deliver force into your ribs, your solar plexus, your organs, not to knock you out, to shut you down from the inside. Mike walks to the bag, puts his hand where Bruce's was, tries to replicate it, pushes. The bag swings a little. Nothing like what Bruce did. He tries again. Same result. It's not about strength, it's about something else. Something Mike doesn't have. Not yet. Maybe not ever. How long did it take you to learn that? Bruce considers. 10 years to develop the basic principle. 20 years to refine it. And I'm still learning. Mike steps away from the bag, runs his hand over his head. He came into this room as the baddest man on the planet. Undisputed champion. Unbeatable. And in 3 moves, Bruce showed him 3 different ways to make all of that irrelevant. Not by being better at boxing, but by operating on a completely different level. Why show me this? We're about to go out there and do an exhibition. Now, you've got me thinking I don't know anything. Bruce's expression softens. That's not what I'm saying. You're a master of your art. One of the greatest boxers who ever lived. What I showed you isn't better than what you do. It's just different. Different context. Different rules. In a boxing ring, with gloves, with rounds, with a referee, you're nearly unstoppable. Your style is perfect for that environment. But I wanted you to see that there are other environments, other contexts, where other principles apply. Mike absorbs this. So what's the point? Why mess with my head before we go out there? Bruce steps closer, looks Mike in the eyes. Because you're young, and you're dominant. And when you're young and dominant, you start to believe you're invincible. I've seen it happen to fighters. They get so good at their style that they stop learning, stop adapting. And then something happens, an injury, a loss, and they don't know how to adjust because they've built their identity on being unbeatable. He pauses. I'm showing you this because I respect you. You have gifts I'll never have. Your punching power is something I couldn't develop if I trained for 100 years. But I have gifts you don't have. And that's okay. We're not competing for who's better. We're different expressions of combat. But you should know that your way isn't the only way. That power isn't the only answer. That there's always more to learn. Mike is quiet for a long moment, processing, integrating. He's been training since he was 12 years old. Been told he's special. Been told he's unstoppable. And he believed it. Because it was true. In his world. In his context. But Bruce just expanded that context. Showed him a bigger picture. What do you want me to do with this? Bruce smiles. Nothing. Just remember it. Years from now, when you're facing a challenge that you can't punch your way through, remember that there are other ways, other principles. And maybe that memory will help you adapt, help you grow beyond just being a puncher, help you become a complete martial artist. He extends his hand. Now, let's go give those fans a show. Mike shakes his hand. But this time, it's different. This time there's real respect. Not just professional courtesy. Real understanding that he's in the presence of someone who's mastered something he's only beginning to grasp. Thank you. For real. This matters. Bruce nods. I know. They walk to the door. Outside, the crowd is roaring. The announcer is warming them up. The exhibition is about to start. Mike and Bruce will go out there. They'll demonstrate techniques, trade controlled strikes, give the fans what they paid for. It'll be exciting, impressive. But it won't be what happened in this room. That stays here, between them. Bruce Lee died young in the real timeline. Never got to be 41. Never got to have that conversation with Mike Tyson. But in this story, in this moment, he lived. He taught. And Mike listened. And somewhere in that exchange, both men became more than they were. More than just fighters. They became students. And in the end, that's all any master really is. A student who never stopped learning. The door to that private room closed behind them as they walked to the arena. What happened inside stayed inside, but the effects rippled outward, changed how Mike thought about fighting, about life, about what it means to be strong. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real fight. Not the one in the ring. Not the one the crowd sees, but the one that happens in private, between teacher and student, between ego and humility, between what you think you know and what you still have to learn. That's the fight Bruce Lee won that day. Not by knocking Mike out, but by opening his mind. And that's a victory that no referee can count. no belt can represent, no record book can capture. It's the kind of victory that lives in the person who experienced it, changes them from the inside, makes them not just a better fighter, but a better human being. 3 moves, 3 lessons, 1 private room, 1 moment that no one else saw. But Mike Tyson knows. He carries it with him. And when he speaks about Bruce Lee, you can hear it in his voice. The reverence, the gratitude, the understanding that he witnessed something special, something rare, something that can't be taught in a gym or learned from a video, something that only happens when 2 masters meet in private, and one is humble enough to teach, while the other is wise enough to learn. That's the story. That's the truth. That's what happened behind closed doors before the fight. 3 moves that left Mike Tyson speechless and changed him forever.